Next thing we want to look at doing is getting our current varieties and chemicals into our operation center. So if we think about over the years, varieties change, our chemicals we use in our operations change. So we want to keep this list accurate so we have less things to have to look through the display. So to begin with, especially now if we think about our varieties, we're late February, early March timeframe. More than likely we know our varieties we're going to plant for the year. So if we have that list with us, we can go through and just go down that list and add them. That way they're right there in our displays when we need them. So I'm going to go to Setup and Products. And Products where we're going to do varieties, chemicals, fertilizers, dry blends, tank mixes, those sort of things. We will do all in Products. So first thing here, we have our varieties, we have chemicals, we have fertilizers, and like I say, the tank mixes and dry blends. So within varieties, right now I have no active varieties shown in my list. So I've actually previously come in and archived all of these, so we would see this list here. So if I wanted to look at what my archived ones were, I click on Archived, and I have 127 total varieties in my Operations Center list if they weren't archived. So think about this. If we had 127 varieties, if we're looking at our corn and soybeans, and we're in our display, do we want to hit the button that many times as we're trying to find these different varieties that we try to plant throughout the year? So on account of time, we're best off to archive them and only have that active list within our display. So I'm going to close out of this archive. I'm going to hit Add on the right, kind of a common thing we've been doing from land and now into products. And right here, we have a database where we can search through and add our new varieties. So I'm going to start with P1244Q for this year. So now based off of that filter, we're going to have this sort. We will see a lot more show than necessarily just what we have typed in. But right here, this one's actually matching. So one thing I notice here is this little green dot. This green dot's telling me it is in my active list currently. So when I see this, I know I just need to go in and unarchive it if it's already in that list. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Cancel. I'm going to go back to Archived and P1244Q, and I'm going to select it, and I'm going to unarchive that on the right side. So now that it's unarchived, I close out of this archived option, and I have one variety in my list now. So we'll go ahead and add the rest of our varieties then. So we'll come back to Add and Products, and I need P1221, oh, better type in P1221 AMXT. Scroll down, it's right here. No green dot, so I'm gonna go ahead and select it. Now that it's selected, it's going to be on our right side. So now I can keep going through and adding any additional varieties. So I'll close out of the filter. I'll type in of LG 5378. There we go. LG 5378. Okay, we'll select here. So that's my corn varieties. Now I don't have to save this and come back for my soybeans. I'll just continue on and I'll add my soybean varieties now too. So I need G2361. If I scroll down, so okay, here's our G2361. It is an E3 bean and it is from AgriGold. So if I look over to the right here, I want to select this AgriGold option. That way it's the more accurate in my list. So now I have a variety, and I know this one isn't going to be in here because it's just a name I came up with, but if I type in a variety and I can't find it, so this is going to be ABC 789. So not 100% of our varieties will be in here. If we have a new variety that's come out, there's potential that we don't see it in here. Otherwise, if there's stack traits or different things like that, it's not populating, we can go to this Add Custom Product at the bottom. So when I go to Add Custom Product, the name will populate, and we're just going to fill out the details. So this is a variety. We're going to select our crop for it. So I'm going to go to search and type in corn. And then I have my brand option at the right also. So we're just going to select this for select seeds. I'll hit the check mark. Now that's going to show up in our list. So I could go through, add all of them that I want for the year. For this, we're just going to go ahead and save it, as that process would just continue as we go down that list. So we'll add products. And now we have our active 5 varieties that we're going to use for the season. So like I said before, why we want to clean them up, we don't want to look through 127 of these. If I have 5 and based off of my crop type, it's going to be much easier to select them, less risk of selecting an incorrect one. But like I said too, it's a lot easier to do this now than when we're in the display in the field. So varieties look good now. I can come over to chemicals. And realistically, it's the exact same process we just went through. So if we want to select all of them, if I wanted to go through and just select anything we don't need, I can select those certain ones. I can archive them. I can go to add and add them just like we did with varieties. Exact same process for chemicals. Fertilizers, same sort of deal. Any fertilizers we have, typically we'll see more custom names with fertilizers, especially as we do more blends, add different micros, stuff like that. We can go ahead and add in exact same fashion as we did with varieties.